Hey guys, Matt here. I want to do a quick overview of my latest AR build. It is a 300 Blackout. I'm going to use it for hog hunting, I think. This has got the Ghost Firearms upper. Great guys. They're based out of Florida. I ordered it online, shipped directly to the door. Pretty simple. I had it built. This is a 16-inch upper. I had the 14-inch rail. It's got the M-lock mounts on the side here, my mag pull, and it's got the Picatinny mount on the top, so you can put accessories, anything you want to on it. So the lower here is a DPMS lower. It's just your standard AR-15 lower. Nothing special really about it. I did replace the grip here with the rubberized mag pull grip. It's got the 6-in-1 collapsible stock. The battery, excuse me, I'll go in that in a minute, the battery pack, but the scope here is a ATN Excite 2. I believe it's the 3x14. I believe it's the lowest model that they offer, and but I think it will serve my purpose for what I want. And so everybody that has these scopes, they know that they chew through the batteries. The batteries go in here and it takes 4. If you just use regular alkalines, it will last you probably an hour at the most. I even tried lithiums, and I think I spent like $8 on a pack of 4 lithium batteries, and it gave me 2 hours of run time. That's not near enough run time that I need when I want to be out hunting. So I come up with this little attachment here. It's I had the battery pack. It's just a standard battery pack like you would use for remote, charging your cell phone. Just has 2 USB connectors. Goes into a cable. It's just a mini USB cable. I'm also big into 3D printing. I really enjoy it as a hobby, and so I custom designed and built this case to fit around this particular battery pack. On the inside here, I designed the case to have a Picatinny mount. It's similar to this, just like this here, only it's built onto the side of the case. And then I bought these quick release mounts off of eBay. And so with a flip of the lever here, it attaches to the Picatinny mount that's on the side of the scope. And so with a flip of the lever here, I can easily remove that. Makes it real easy to get things on and off there. So when I want to store it in my Pelican travel case, I can do so real quickly. I can break things down real quickly. Speaking of which, the travel case here is a Pelican 1700. It's everything fits real nice and snug in there. I did the same thing here on the flashlight with the quick release. I 3D printed the rails here to go into the side of the M-lock connectors here. Have little bolts and the little T-nuts. I did 2 on the ear side. Since this scope is a infrared scope and not a heat sensing scope, you have to have a infrared flashlight to go along with it to light up the night. This works off of 850 nanometers, and so humans cannot see the light, neither can animals. So you're safe. You go undetected pretty much from any of the other animals. What you'll only see, and I'll demonstrate it here, is a very, very faint glow coming directly out of the lens if you look into it, and you have to be real close up to it to see it. So I'm going to turn it on there. You heard the flashlight click. And I don't know if you can see it in there. Right there is pretty good. You see that little red square? That is the LED that's emitting the infrared light. So they say you're not supposed to look directly into that thing very long. So short periods of time, not going to affect you that much, but you probably don't want to look into it for a long amount of time. Anyway, I designed this. The quick release, I printed the rails here that attach to the M-lock, the side post there, and these are just quick release Picatinny mounts that bought off eBay. I think I got both of these for like $7, so they were fairly cheap. I could have 3D printed them, but for that price, you know, why bother? So anyway, that kind of shows. Oh, I almost forgot. The bipod here is a Harris bipod. I think it goes up to 13 inches. The strap here is just a cheapy strap. That may be one thing I look into upgrading, a padded strap. Down here is a 3D printed foregrip that I did in a matte black filament, and it goes real well with the rails and all that stuff, and gives you a little sturdy point to put your forearm on if you're just holding it. So that's real nice, and it's held on. I think you can probably see right down in there. That's the T-nut and the little hex head screw that mounts it, holds it in place there. So I'll give you another look at the lower. So there's the battery pack, and so the battery pack's really easy to charge up. It's got a charging port on the side, and when I designed this case, I went through several iterations of this before I finally settled on one. I made a hole back here so that you can take you know, just anything, a nail, a pencil or something, and when you push in on that, it pops out the battery pack. The battery pack is tight in there. It's just held in by friction. So I designed it to be that way so that you didn't want to have anything covering up these to access it right here. So anyway, it seems like it works real good, and it's a lot cheaper. This battery pack is a lot cheaper solution for this scope than buying the ATN version of it. I think the ATN version of it is like $180. You know, you can get a similar battery pack at Walmart for $20. Your cable's the standard run-of-the-mill cable. There's nothing special about that. You know, for you know, minus the custom box. I mean, I guess you could you know, zip tie it to the side of your rail here if you needed to, just for quick. To do something quick. I mean, you know, you're looking at you know, $30 or so total cost versus 180. That's pretty much a no-brainer. I also took the time to 3D print this out. It's a little this is your focus ring for your scope, so it helps you get a hold of it better and zero in your focus when you're you know, hunting at day or night. The cool thing about this scope is that it can be turned to day or night through the menu, so you can still use it at daytime. You can have a scope adapter here that screws on, and it limits the amount of light in during the day, so you can still use it during the day. As a matter of fact, I'm about to go out and sight this baby in. This scope is probably one of the easier scopes I've ever used to sight in. It literally took me, I had this on my AR-15 223 build. It literally took me 3 shots to zero it in. You go into zero mode, it brings up 2 crosshairs on the screen. You shoot down range, hopefully you hit your target, and then you move one of the crosshairs up to where you actually hit on the target and leave the other one to where you actually aim. Save that information. The scope does all the calculations and zeroes your scope in, and then the next shot will be right on the bullseye or wherever you were aiming initially. So it's literally that simple. Matter of fact, I'm going to go out and shoot a couple, you know, a few rounds, just kind of get the feel of it. But I don't expect, you know, 3, maybe 4 rounds, and I'll have this thing zeroed in. So there you have it, guys. Kind of get a little look here. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and thinking about doing another build at some point later on down the road. A 6.5 Creedmoor, pretty much same layout. Probably won't have the another X-Sight 2 on that one initially, maybe down the road, but as far as everything else, minus the flashlight, of course, if I don't have the scope, I don't need the light, or the infrared light. I may have a green flashlight. Other than that, probably pretty much the same platform, and I'll probably use Ghost Firearms again for the upper as well. Anyway, guys, take care.